Remember the days when controls for car features just involved a lot of simple buttons? A lot of models nowadays have gone away from that. They're touch versus tactile, and it's a much different experience. The new Lexus interface is a perfect example of it, such as what's in this RX 500h. It really is a classic example of old versus new. It's supposed to be more simplistic, it's supposed to be safer, less distracting, and minimized. But is it? Have we really gone too far towards tech and gotten away from simplicity, causing a bad thing? Well, that's what I want to look at on this review, so I hope you'll join me and stick around. So this topic is something I've been thinking about for some time. It's something I've wanted to do because it's been in my head. I've just been looking for an opportunity because every week, admittedly, I do see different vehicle designs and layouts, and it really has me, it's had me thinking for some time about whether a lot of this technology is safer or really better as it's been intended to do. The Lexus interface, and I should say it's not just Lexus because a lot of Toyota models have the same overall interface as well. Launched a couple of years ago. You have a large, in some cases, the 14-inch center screen. I mean, some vehicles have a 9-inch model that's there. And you've got your driver information display, you've got heads up, and you've got a whole bunch of steering mounted controls, which, in the beginning were very simple, like they were volume and they were maybe cruise control on and off and a couple features. But as we're getting more into this idea of keeping your eyes on the road, the amount of features you can control from your steering wheel is getting more complex. The idea, I guess, is that, well, this could lead to a lot of buttons. And if you're just, getting into pure one button per function, this can be a challenge. So what we see with this new design is both on the wheel and in the menu, a combination where a sort of toggling switch is controllable and customizable, so you can operate many different functions with only a few buttons. If you don't know any better, if you just step into this vehicle, it is very complicated to figure out how you get to some of the main steering wheel controls that you would want. So I just want to run through the Lexus system here because I'm going to show you how it's difficult. I have my camera in my hand, so I just want to give a little point out here, and I'm going to look now. So this is basically what we're looking at as sort of a basic digital screen. You have on the left side a area where you can customize various information. On the right side as well, you have, in this case right now, I've got some view controls, and there's even some areas in the middle. So all of this can be customized for different information. Down here on the wheel is where you see the buttons, and you have both on the left side here and on the right side the sort of toggles where just to sort of move it around, and by touching you're seeing what I'm doing by sliding around, it's getting to different sort of options. Same thing on the left here, you've got different options. It even also appears on your heads-up display to keep your eyes forward. The challenge is figuring out how do you customize it, and you can't just do it on the wheels. Now you got to go into your customizable settings on the center screen, and this is where, again, it's great that you have the ability to customize, but it's becoming a big problem. In this case, if I want to sort of change what I can control with the left and right toggles, I go into so your vehicle settings, you scroll all the way down, and there is vehicle customization. Even scrolling down here, I can get into the steering switches, and now I have the ability to go to left and right side. So left side here, and now I can sort of control. Now I can maybe make it climate controls, or I can customize it. And if I customize it by adding each button, I can just sort of say, what do I want it to be? I can, like there's a whole bunch of stuff here. And if you own this vehicle and you're the only driver, it's great because I suppose, it also links up with a personal profile. You sit in, they've even gone further. I mean, in this Lexus, with drive mode controls. Nowadays, you go into your drive modes and you've got to actually press here. You can actually move the drive mode selector to one of the buttons as, under display mode or in customizing. All of this is supposed to be more efficient, safer, minimalized. I get all that. But it can also be argued that this may be sort of hurting them looking forward. I say this might be hurting them because there is growing amounts of data and research that shows with demographic shifts, the importance of vehicle ownership is getting less and less. I'm a Gen Xer. Gen Xers, baby boomers have always viewed owning a vehicle as a critical part of who they are. It's how we were raised because ownership means freedom, the ability to get around. But in the technologically advanced world, if you ask millennials, if you ask Gen Zs, there continues to be growing data that says they don't see owning a vehicle as being the same level of importance. That's not to say they don't value having access to one, because they do, when necessary, want to have access. I mean, but there are new options around, like like ride sharing or subscriptions versus actual ownership. If the whole idea is to customize an owned vehicle, it takes a lot of time to program and set it up. When you're having to get into this crazy sort of familiarization, you have to put muscle memory to get the controls you want. Once you've even found the time to set them up, if someone just needs to borrow a vehicle as part of a subscription or just part of a ride sharing, do they really want that much of a cumbersome effort to make the vehicle and the controls work for them? It seems like for now this works. And I understand it's not a complete widespread. The significance of ownership of vehicle does tend to be less important for younger generations in urban settings where, public transit is available, where, the ride sharing. But there are certain trends that shows this kind of thing, at least to my mind, is going to be something that's going to hurt their overall sales success, because if fleets or ride sharing companies find the interface cumbersome or unappealing to those who are subscribing or using their service, why would they buy it? We're also seeing a trend now, General Motors being a very primary and current example, where they've decided that all of their future models going forward, they started with electrics, but it's going to be across their model lineup. You will not have the connectivity with Android Auto or Carplay. If we're having the loss of connectivity between what's on your phone and how you can set up your vehicle, again, that's taking a challenge away. Is that really a good thing? Maybe that is a solution. Maybe these vehicles, if you decide to use a subscription service, maybe there's the idea to program which models you have, and you can eventually have an app that says, okay, I'm getting into a Toyota, I'm getting into a Honda, and then here's this app, this model, boom, it reads and sets up your preferences. Maybe that's where we're going. There seems to be a problem looming on the horizon. Is it just me? I know my perspective is unique, and I know it may be hard to envision if you're not really in this type of situation, but are we heading to a problem? Is there some merit to simplifying a bit and going back towards more basic tactile controls? I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. You've heard mine, but what do you think? Please let me know in a comment. If you like this, and if I'm on track and you want others to get their thoughts too, share this with others as well. Now, if you're not subscribed to the Novak Report, please consider doing so. And if you are, remember, ring the bell so you get notified of every time I upload something new. Well, that's it for this look at inside of a vehicle. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Eric Novak. Thanks for watching.